Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's session on our bootcamp in data analysis. So tonight, what we are going to be performing is that function of a data engineer. Not really data analysis, but data engineering. That's what we're going to do tonight, because we are going to install a system, and it's not the duty of a data analyst to be doing that for organization. You have people that does that, database developers or data engineers, but we're going to do that because we don't have any data engineer that can do it for us. What we can do is doable, so that's why I want to do it. Okay. Okay. This is what we want to install, because at this point we need to, SQL is a practical based activity. So we need to practice how to query a database. And if we don't have a database, what are we going to query? So, but we're happy we have a lightweight serverless database we can install and use it for our learning. So, and that is what we call SQLite, called SQLite. And to get it installed, we need what we call database browser for SQL. With that, we should be able to install SQL in our system and start using it. So that is the easiest way to install this SQLite in our system. So the website where we are going to download this is called sqlbrowser.org. If you go to sqlbrowser.org, we should be able to download it. And if you type sqlbrowser.org, you should be able to bring you to this site. This is the site. If you type, you see here, SQLite, SQLitebrowser.org. So it's an open source. SQLite is an open source. It's free for use. You don't need to pay to download it. So, and if we download this SQLite, this is how it's going to look like. This is how the database is going to look like. So, and yeah, so to get this thing download, we'll go to download. This is download here. Click on the download. So if you come down here, you see, if you are using window, this is where you need to download it. I'm using window. This 64 bytes. This is what I'm using. So this is what I'm installing. So you should be able to know the window you are using. And so you can install the appropriate one. You can see, even if you have window portable app, you can still use it in your portable app. So if you are using Mac OS, Mac operating system, that is Apple, that is the one you can use. And other ones, Homebrew, Linux, and the rest. So all these ones do not concern. We don't know. We are not using any of these operating systems. So for me, I'm using Windows. So you just come down here, you click download, and once you click download, I've already downloaded it, but let's click here. You can see, if you look at it's downloading here. So that is it. And once you download it, you go to your download folder. You will see it here in your download folder. From your download folder, all you need to do is double click, and you follow the instruction, and you should be able to install it. It's not difficult to install. You've been installing other applications, is not so difficult to install. So, and once it's installed, you get something like this. I know I'm opening this in, but you are not seeing it. So for you to see it, I need to start sharing this particular this. So I've installed it in my system, and this is let me stop sharing this one so that I can share the installed one for you to see how it looks like. So Trying to share, but my system is not picking it up, so I'm just. Okay. That's it here. Can you see my can you see my screen? Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Okay. This is the SQLite. When you download it, like I said, you double click to install and you follow the process, you should be able to download. You should be able to, once installed, it's very easy. You just open it. Once installed, you can just open it this way, and this is what we are going to see after the installation. And you have to start from here. This is the file. From file here, you can see you can create a new database, and that is the first thing you need to do, creating a new database. Or you can start from here, you click here, you create new database. So to create a new database, click like this, and you write the name of your database. That database you are creating is going to be saved in your computer. So that is the way it works. You save the database in your computer. So you give the name. Let's see, the name we want to give this database is, let's say, near us.
Hello, sir. Sorry to cut you short, sir.
Uh-huh.
Your mouse is not moving. So I think people are not seeing where you are clicking at.
Okay.
Sorry, sir. Which one are we to install? The standard one, I mean the one with zip.
The one with
Is this the standard installer? The one on zip, no installer. Which one are we to install?
yeah, you need to install the standard one.
Okay, the standard. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. You said, Mr. Coker, you say you are not seeing what I'm doing.
Oh, no. I think that came from Joseph, not me. I already installed it. I've already installed it.
Oh,
No, it came from me. I've already installed it as well. I've already installed it. It's just that your mouse, what you're clicking on, is not showing.
okay. But you can see this place I am now at the moment.
No, I'm seeing it now. We are seeing it now.
You can see, but when I open a new window or a dialog box, you are not seeing it.
No, it's not visible, sir.
Yes. The problem is that when you are sharing
Yes.
a Dex app,
Yeah.
Dex application is difficult to share another layer. Unlike if I'm sharing if it's something like web application, I should be able to share everything. But you see, this is Dex application, is on my Dex, and that's why when I open a dialog box, the dialog box is not coming up. We notice this if some of you that are working with project management, if you notice when we're installing project link,
yes.
so we have similar issues. So that is the problem here. But I'm going to get a video for us to watch, and will help us as well. So, but if you have installed, I'm happy some of you have installed. Is it difficult when you are trying to install it?
So we couldn't get how to install it. Though.
No, it's not difficult. Let me excuse me, please. Let me explain. I tried using the standard. It was because due to the network, it was not downloaded. So what I did was I downloaded the zip, then you extract it. So it's very, very faster with the zip file. If you can do that, click on it, extract it.
You clicked on the SQL amalgamation zip, right?
Yes.
That is 34740 zip.
Yes.
Okay.
So another thing, there is a service. If you are downloading the standard, you have to accept the agreement before they will allow you to download it. I think that is what I did, and I downloaded the standard.
Okay.
But after installing it, where can I see it?
Is when you are installing it, if you download it,
Yes.
when you are installing it, you have to think mine. I installed my own. You have to choose where you want to. I installed my own on my desktop.
Okay.
So after then, I went to my desktop and opened it from my desktop. I think that's the best place for you to, install it on your desktop, so that you can always go to your desktop and open it from there. There are some of us who are still trying to install. Are you waiting? Maybe we'll do it later. Who is installing?
Let's do it later. Let's continue.
Okay. Okay. When you have installed this, then the next thing is to set it up, so that you can be able to start using it. You need to create a database. So to create a database, you come here, you see the database here, you click on this. If you click on this, it's going to open a dialog box, and it will bring your laptop where you are going to save this on your laptop. So you have to choose where to save it on your laptop. So for me, I choose desktop. And you type the name of the database. So now let's see, the name of the database is, I'll use the name Nearest. That is the database, and I'll save. So, do you want to save changes made? We said yes. And then if you do that, you see in your data, in your desktop, you see it's going to save on your desktop. And yeah. And once you click, you say OK. And you go to database structure, you will see the database. If you go to your desktop, you see the database you saved after that. And then if you come back here to create a table, this is where all you need to create a table. And before you create a table, you need to select a database where you need to create the table. Okay. Open near us. And so when you create a database, then you have to open the database. You come to this, open database. This, if you click on this, is going to take you to your computer where you are going to select the database you want to open. You can have more than 2 or 3 databases saved. So from there, you select the database you want to open. And once you've done that, then that's the only way you can then create a table on the database when you must have opened a database. So from here, you can do that. And then you come to data structure. Once you have opened the database, you come to this data structure. From the first thing is create a database. When you create the database, the second is going to be open the database. Once you open the database, the third will be to come to database structure. You click on database structure. Once you click on database structure, you are going to see create a table. That's the only way you can then create a table. So, and to create a table, you click on this. Then you give the table a name. It's opened another dialog box, which you might not see. And I'll give the name to a table. I'll call it sales. And in the table, you need to add the table element or columns on the table. You click on add. I've added the name of the table. The name of the table is sales. And then you click add. Add here, you then add the names of the columns you want to create within the table. Because we are not seeing this. That's the only. I know what are the page I'm working on now. We are not seeing it, and I'm not happy about it. So, but I will write them down so we can see them. That's why I wrote them down the step by step in case we are struggling to create this. So, the name of the table I'm creating is cells, and I've created from the window. You will see where it said field. Under the field, you add. That's where you start adding the columns, and the first column is called here field 1. You can call it ID, and ID. I want to create a cells table, and that cells table is going to be, we'll have let me get to my notes to
Hello, sir.
yes.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to follow as you are doing it. So I just want to be sure I'm correct. So that this edit table definition dialog box, the table name is sales, and then we come under field, we click on add. So it comes up with the first thing, field 1. So that field 1 is what we are renaming to ID, right?
Yeah, under the field, you say add a field. A field is going to be a column. You see, let me use Excel. You know, in Excel, we have columns.
Yes.
So that field is what we call column. So the first is what we call ID. The first column is called ID.
Oh,
That is
okay.
the first field. The first field is called ID.
Okay, so sorry to interject. So if I understand you correctly, assuming I'm going to have like 5 fields: ID, name,
Product, okay,
description,
let's say ID, product name, quantity, price, and the sales date.
Okay, so that means I'm going to add 5 times. That's what it means, and
Yes.
rename them like that.
Yes, and then
So,
in the first field, because once you create the field, like you've created field called ID, then you have to select the field type. Have you seen select the field type?
Yes, it comes by default. It comes as integer.
Yes. If you click drop down, you see there's other. You have text.
Yes.
We have Blum, we have real, we have numeric.
Numeric, yes.
So you have to leave it at integer.
Okay.
And as you are leaving it at integer, then you have to check. There's other numbers you need to check, which is a primary key.
Okay.
And the auto increment.
AI.
Yes. Primary key and AI.
Okay.
That is PKAI.
And AI. Yes.
Okay. That
Okay.
is
So
it.
once, okay, then I add another field.
Then you add another field.
Okay. Thank you. I got that.
Then the second field is going to be product name. You write product underscore name. Is product name, that's the second one, product name. And under that product name, the data type is going to be text. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's going to be text. So you are not, just leave it, you are not selecting any other, like you did on the first one, you are not selecting any other option. It's just text. Product name, text. That is the data type. Once that is done, you go back and select another table, that's another field. You call it quantity.
So are we going to type quantity, sir?
Yes,
And the filter.
quantity. Filter is quantity. And we leave it as integer.
Okay.
Then,
Sir, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to, something just running in my head. I'm actually visualizing it. So the reason we are leaving it as integer is because what's going to be contained in those fields are going to be numbers.
Yes. Yeah, while we're selecting integer, they are numbers, you know, and when we use text, it's going to be text, not numbers. And then we have another one, which is going to be price. It's going to be real. Price is going to be real. And then we have sell date. Is sell underscore date.
Is that another feature?
Yes, after price. Sell underscore date. And it's going to be text. And then we have how many fields here? We have 5 fields. And then we click OK.
Hello, sir. You said sales underscore what, sir?
Sale underscore date.
Okay.
And then we click, that is 5 field. We have ID, we have product name, we have quantity, we have price, we have sales. That is the number of field we have. So that is means we have 5 columns. And then we click OK. And then we have to verify the table. To verify the table, you see here in data structure here, this is data structure. Then we have cell here. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
And if you click, you can see a table is created. That is sales table. So in our lesson notes, this is streamlined in our lesson notes. So if you can't follow up as we are creating, don't worry. We have a lesson note where I create step by step that will help us to do that. And that is how to create a table. And if you want to drop this table, we want to delete the table, we can just write drop table cells and it's going to be disappeared. But I don't think we need to do that at the moment. So now we have a table. Then let's see, this is where we can, this is our SQL editor. This is where we execute, you know, that's it here, SQL. So if you want to do anything within this, this is where we execute. And so if we want to drop this table, all we need to just from here, we write drop table and we do that. So I think what we should be trying to do now is to insert inside this table. Okay, now we have seen that our table do exist. We can equally create a table using SQL editor. We see we created this table manually. We can create a table using SQL editor with a command. We can create that table as well. But I think what we need to do now is to insert record inside the table we've created before any other thing. And we can do that manually. We can insert record manually, or we can insert record using SQL editor. So now I want us to use SQL editor to insert some record into the system. Okay. This is our SQL editor here. And this is where we need to run this. I copied this here and it's on the lecture notes. So I don't want to start typing them one after the other. So sorry about that, but we have them in our lecture note. But if you want to type, so let me see what I will do. Maybe I will paste it in our chat. Oh my God.
I'm not understanding this class, so I'm not even getting where he's clicking and everything.
Don't worry. By the time you take it, by the time you go through it again, I'm sure you'll grab it.
But I'm not even seeing where he's clicking.
I joined late. I don't even know what is.
I don't even know what is going on because I'm not even seeing
Madam
I joined late, my Oga. Show you idea. Please let me to because I'm going to be studying.
We are all
Like
learning.
this now, we not get lights. My laptop will soon work. I just managed to get
Oh,
more data, small battery I have.
sorry. Sorry.
It's well.
Sorry for this breaking transmission. I just went out of power. Sorry. So if you go to if you go to the chart, I've copied this syntax here, or this, everything I've written here is here. Why I'm doing it is because I want you to, for those who are following, to copy it and paste in your SQL editor. I want us to run it together. I don't want you to, because I see some of you are following me. So we want to insert record into our table. Are you getting me?
Yes, it's done.
Yes, sir, but I cannot see on the chart. Okay. I'm going to the chart. Which of the data are we going to copy, sir?
You see, everything I copied is from
1 to 4.
yes,
From 1 to 4.
is 1 to 4. That is what we are going to, is 4. So it's 4 record. Okay. Now we'll have this. You see, he said, this is our table. You see, once it's green like this, when you are writing and it's green like this, you say insert into table. Now you can see here, green, green, green. It's now recognizing this. The table is, the editor recognizes this table. If there is no table here, you won't be able to. So this means that is we can run our and you see everything here ends in, every statement must end in a semicolon. So we see it. This night we are not going to learn detail. The main thing is for us to install this database and test and make sure that the database is working. So we are going to take time to learn how to use SQL on this database. It's not for tonight, but the main thing is for us to run this and see that the table, the database we installed is working, and the table we created is working, and we'll be able to insert data. That is the main purpose for tonight. So this is where you run. This is it, execute. This is what you click to execute to see if this table, this record is going to appear. So I will execute to see. If we execute it successfully, then it's working. But if you have any issue, we'll see it very soon. Okay. If you come here, you see execution finished without error. So if there is error, we would have seen error here. So but you see execution finished without any error. Okay, the next step is to view the data with just the record. So we have to switch to browse data. Browse data here. And you can see the record we've inserted. Can you see that?
You can
Yes,
see.
very well.
Is it working on your own?
Yes.
Good.
Laptop, mouse, keyboard, monitor, 21053.
Yes.
Sir, on my own side, I have not the data. I'm already in that lesson note, but I don't know the point where you copy that, insert.
Yeah, the main thing I want you to do, I like this particular record. If you go to share, sorry, on our chat, is there. If you followed us to this stage where we are, you should be able to see. I don't know where exactly the stage you are.
I went to the course portal to. I'm already in that stage where you, before this place you are now, where you insert to get those data to insert on that database. That is where I am now.
Have you copied the data?
Copy it from here. The chat in this
is in the chat. This
chat in this meeting.
This our meeting chat.
Okay.
If you go to meeting chat, you see it there. Just copy it there, paste it on the execute SQL, and then run it. Once you run it, you go to browse data. You are going to see this table.
Okay. Maybe my system did not receive that document because I just saw the meeting link you sent on the group chat. So I didn't receive that document.
Okay. Okay, let me see. Okay, you know what I want you to do? Chat us up here. Send the chat on our meeting.
I've done that now, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I just saw it now.
Have you seen the?
Yes.
I shared it on WhatsApp. You can check it from there as well.
Okay.
Okay, so I should just copy the way it is to the dashboard.
Copy it. Once you copy it, you go to execute SQL. That execute SQL is the SQL editor. Anything you do is from that SQL editor. So once you copy it, go there, paste it, then you see run, and you run it.
Okay, sir. Okay, so I'll paste it now.
Then you see, are you following me?
Yes, sir. Okay, okay.
You see here, you say execute. Click on this execute. If you copied it very well, it's going to execute. And once you execute it, if you have any problem or you made any mistake, if you come here, you will see error. It's going to tell you.
Yes, that's what it's showing.
Huh?
It's showing execution finish with error.
Without error or with error?
With error. It's showing red below. He highlighted maybe the data set I copied. Just said after execution finish with errors. Then below it said insert into sales. So that is what he
Okay,
highlighted the first insert.
If there is error, then maybe you made a mistake somewhere when you are creating the table. So I think what you need to, you go to database structure here, and you check this very well. You check that there is no mistake here. Are you seeing? You should be seeing my own.
Yes, I'm seeing it.
So now you look at my own, compare my own and compare your own, and see where you made a mistake. Under the name of the table is sales. If you have written sale, it's not going to. So during the error, is going to show you where you have an error. What is he reading?
Is he underlined the first insert? That is number 1. I've gone back to, I click on execute. I've gone back to that table. So he underlined that number 1. You know, there are 1 to 4 on the insert 6.
Yes.
So he underlined where the first one with red. I think that is where maybe the data set are copied.
So the point I'm making, if you are looking at my own, see, this is the code.
The data set is okay. I also copied it and put it now. But just check again, please.
So that's the point I'm making, is this is where you might make a mistake when you are creating the table. Check the spelling, and then you see this is ID. Then under product is product underscore name. And make sure you select integer here under this one. And then make sure you select text under product name, and make sure you selected or if you can screenshot your own like this, and maybe I will view it. But this is, if your own is not, you compare your own with this. If there is any error, this is the column we'll have on this table. So price underscore date, and this is the data type. This is integer, this is text, this is integer, this is rel, this is text. This is where you might likely make it if you miss any of them when you are trying to create this table. So, but if you've created everything the way it is like this, then if you run that query, if you run that insert, you are not going to have any error. But if anything is missing, you can, like this, if you want to, if anything is not the way it is here, you can actually use modify. So if there is any mistake, the point I'm making, check everything here. If there is mistake in your own, you select this table. You see the one I highlighted on this table, and I come to here, modify table. With this, you should be able to modify the table and correct any mistake you made. Are you seeing that?
Yes,
or
sir.
you can delete the table and start afresh. So it's very flexible. So it's something we need to be comfortable with, because everything we are going to do here is going to be here. So we have to just be comfortable with this little application. You see here, it doesn't have so much features. So it's something we can master. The main thing here, you can create a database. You can open the database here. And once you open the database, you can create a table. And once you create a table, you can insert record. You know, all this is just to make sure that the table we created is working. When everything is working, then we'll have to go back and start learn how to even write this syntax and use it to query this table we've created. So this is part of the data engineering aspect of it. What we are doing here is data engineering. So, but it's good we are learning everything. So are we?
Can you hear me, sir? Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed that the ID you wrote is in small letters. I wrote it in capital letter. The quantity, the spelling is not correct. Maybe out of hurry. So I don't know whether this can affect it.
Yes. If you miss any of these, it's going to affect it. If you can, like I said, if you highlight the table, you go to modify. It will give you opportunity to edit the table. Even the ID, you should be able to rewrite it in. Just make sure you follow the way I wrote it. Even the quantity, so you made a mistake, you can correct it. After correcting it, then you go back, copy the text again to the SQL editor and run it again.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So in the lesson notes, I create step by step on how to do this. It's going to help us a lot. I'm sorry we cannot see everything, and because of sharing, if it's a web application, we should be able to see everything I'm doing. That's why I'm creating a detailed note that will help us, but it's not so difficult. As we are talking and we are doing it, you can see, but over time we should get through this because it's not difficult. So, are you still following up?
I'm trying to edit the table now, sir.
Okay. So, the purpose of today's class is to install this database. We install this, we call it is a server, is a database server. So install this SQLite, and then once we install it successfully in our system, we create a database. So that's what we do. If you click on here, I'm just recounting what we did for clarity. So we click on this create database. Once we create this database, it's going to take us to our laptop or our computer where we are going to save it. We are going to save the database. We need to save the database. I saved my own on the desktop. So select desktop, write the name of the database. The name of the database, I wrote nearest. So that is the name of the database. And then after creating the database, you come here, you come back to this SQLite, you come to this tab called Open Database. If you open it, you can have up to 10 databases. So you select the database you want to work on. So from here, you open, you select nearest. That is the database we created. You open it now, you see there is so many databases. I have a food tracker database here as well. We have nearest database as well. But the one we created is nearest. Nears. Nearest. That is the name of our database. base. And then once you select the database, you should be able to create a table. So that is it. So once we select the database from open database here, from your system, you select the database, you come to data structure. You click on data structure, it will give you opportunity to create a table. Then you click on create a table. This is it, you create a table. Once you click on it, a dialog box will open, and you are going to see here a dialog. Once you click a dialog box, and from there you write the name of the table. This is the name of our table. The table is cells. It sells tables for nearest platform. So this is cells. If you click on these cells, then it will give you opportunity within the cell to add field. You see field. These are the field. You click on the first field, you write ID. And once you write ID, you are going to select integer and PK IV, I think IV. So you select it, you write another, you create another field. These fields are columns. You click it, is product underscore name, that is product name. You select the type here, this is the type. That is text. And you see the schema, but you are not going to see the schema when you are trying to write this. So you write another field called quantity, is integer. Then you write another field called price. You select real. Then you write another field called sales, sell, not sales, sale date. And you then select text. And once that is done, you go and click OK. Once you click OK, you have this in your this data structure. You see it, you see the table, and that is it. So once you've done that, you come to this data structure, is going to appear. This table is going to appear. Is a table. So once the table is this, I wrote, I've prepared the record we want to insert into this table, because this table is empty. There is nothing in this table at this moment until we insert record. So we use, to make sure that is faster for us, you can equally do it manually, but here, and okay, before we start inserting record, now we've created a table. If we have made any mistake in creating this table, you highlight the table like this, you come to modify. Modify will give you opportunity to make edit and correct. Or if you want to start afresh, you can delete the table and start afresh. So, but we've created the table, no mistakes. So that is what we want. This table is what we want. And then we'll come over here. You see here, we're leaving data structure now to insert record in this table. We move to execute SQL. This is what we call editor. We click on it. It's going to open up this place where we are going to be typing. This is our editor, code editor. This is a code, and this is what we call code editor. You see this record, I'm just here. Once I insert this record, if you want, you can type it anywhere and come here and paste it and run it. If you like, you can type it here, So once you paste it, what we are doing is inserting record into the sales table. You do it one after the other. Once you write all of them, everything you write, you add it with semicolon. And that is what we inserting is product name, quantity, and the value. Under this table, under this column, this is the value we are entering. So we're not going to do this today. We're going to do it another day, explaining of all these things and doing it one by one so that we understand it very well. But the main thing is for you to be able to run this and it works very well. So once this is copied in here, you come to this execute. You click on execute. If you have done everything very well, you see a message here. This is where it gives you whether success or error message. You see execution finished without error. And you see it result. Query executed successfully. You see it here is executed. And then, because it's executed very well, we want to see it. Then we go to view. We need to go to browse data and we click on browse data. Then we come down here. You see this table. This is what we've done. You see under the ID, you see 1, 2, 3, 4. Under the product name, we see laptop, mouse, and this. Under quantity, you see how many. Under price, you see the price. Under the sales date, you see the sales date. So that is how we insert record into this. And that is where we are. If we can progress to this stage, is a milestone for us. So once we can progress to this, then we'll take another step. So this is now time where we are comfortable, our system is working. Then the next thing is to learn how to, query this database with SQL. That is where our work will start as a data analyst. But everything we've done this night is called data engineering. It's part of data engineering. So now the system is working. The next thing is to start running. So maybe next time we are going to insert a larger, record into the table or a larger table. Then we'll have to start querying it. We'll have to use various command to query the system to see how different results we are going to be getting. So that is for Mr. Coker. You asked a question whether if we are doing this, are we going to be seeing the data? You can see it now. Are you not seeing the data?
Oh yes, I am.
So that is it. So that is where we are getting started with SQL. So every command we've learned, yesterday we took time to learn the command one after the other. So it's now time to all these commands it's time to try out each command. We use each command to query this database. Either we want to drop a record, or you want to drop a table, or you want to extract, select. So what we did today is insert. So we can do a lot of things here, but everything we are doing, we want to query this database, and everything is from this SQL here. This is where we are going to be doing all these things. And now, after this, I've already inserted this record. I can clean my editor. I clean here, and all these things will be gone. So that is how this is going to work. So Yeah. So, for instance, it's going to be lesson for another day, every other thing there. So, with this is where this night activity is going to come to an end. Everything we've done today is on our lesson notes. You can follow it guide by guide from the lesson notes, and equally the way I try to explain it, I try to make it simple for us to understand. So this is just a simple application. It's nothing big here. It's just editor, structure, and so these are things. It doesn't have much tab for us to start cracking our head. What do we do? So it's very simple. You know, the user interface is a bit simpler for us to understand. And this is how most of the other databases, this is the way you are working on this, that's how we have been working on other databases. So, or have you been able to sort yourself out?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. So in that, I've already clicked browse that and it show it the way your own is displaying.
So you have record now in your table.
Yes. But then if we want to close it, will it still the saving of the data, is it necessary? What I mean is that I've already put the name, the file name nearest. So now if I want to close the dashboard, will it still affect the data?
No, you mean if you want to click on here?
Yes. The way
No,
you know when you click on that icon, you wipe the insert
yes.
data you have there.
No. Once you have it here, it's already in the database.
Okay.
So this is you have to claim this in order to make more. If you want to do any other thing, you have to start. So the data is already in there.
Okay.
So
Thank you, sir.
So this is just an editor you've saved. Once you do that, it's going to save in your database. So it's the record in your database already. So if you want to do anything on this table, if you want to, anything you want to do on this, you see this table here, anything you want to do, this is from here. If you want to drop a record from this table, you can drop a record. With SQL, you can drop, you can insert, you can, a lot of things, all those things with all these commands, that is how you use it to query this table and this database. But it's going to be lesson for another day. We've achieved our main purpose for tonight. The main purpose for tonight is to install the database browser for SQLite, which we've done, to equally create a database. We've done that. To create a table, we've done that. And to insert record into the table we've created, and we've done that. So it means if we can do all these things successfully, it means our database is ready for work. And so we have to start. So if you have any other question, we can still would you Umabuzo?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so I was able to follow and I got to this part that's showing on the screen now. But my ID is not showing, it's not showing, you know where the ID is? It's not showing the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. It's showing null. So I don't know if I did where I did something wrong. but I have all the product name, quantity, and price and sale date is showing.
After the integer,
Yes.
when you selected integer on the ID, there's another areas where you say PK. Did you select it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that's why.
Okay.
So it's called PK. You select PK and I think yeah, let me see. Huh?
AI.
AI.
Yeah.
So you select them, and that's the only way you can get this. If you do not select it, is you get it. So
how do I go back to edit that now?
if you go, if you saw how I asked Ofo to edit his own table, it's the same way. Okay, if you want to edit it, you just go back to go to data structure. If you click on data structure, yeah,
Yes.
then you click on the cells. If you click on the cells, then you go to modify.
Okay.
If you click on modify, you should be able to edit the table.
Right.
Have you been able to modify?
So I'm not seeing that here. I can see the create table, create index. I don't, it's not showing here.
Okay. I don't think if you, because I've opened my table now, and did you click on the cells?
Yes, I did.
Okay, what you did is, you see what I'm doing?
Okay, I've seen it. Sorry.
You see I'm highlighting cells?
Yes, I've seen it now. I've seen
Okay,
it.
you go to modify and click OK. If you see there, if you go there, on the ID is integer, then you come and select PK and then AI.
Okay.
If you select PK and AI, you click OK. So if that is how you
Okay. I've done it.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Good. Is everything working fine?
Yes, it is.
Good. So, okay, I think we don't have any other question, or do we still have any question based on this?
Yes, sir. But my own is just, I want to first apologize that it looks like I'm jumping the gun. I was just trying to play around with it. So I went to that execute and then inserted another line, just to add like maybe another product or something. We had laptop, mouse, keyboard, monitor. So I added television, 5 numbers, 1,500 and the thing. So when I ran it, when I came back, I noticed that it copied everything that I was expecting to see only the line that I added. So my question is, if I want to update, to just add only that line. I know maybe in our subsequent classes going to.
Did you clean the editor before you start inserting another thing?
No, I didn't.
So that is why, because you still have the old record
Okay.
in the editor. So you would have, you like now, see, if I want to, if you, let me show you my editor. You see my editor here. You see my editor is clean.
Yes.
So if I want to insert a new record, I will write fresh record and I will insert it. It's going to a new set of record. But if I didn't clean the other one and added another one, so they mean you are inserting another
All of them.
everything back.
Okay.
So by everything working means that it's still working. So that is why the next time we don't have time, that is the main thing is that the editor, the SQLite is working. You can play around as you want, but the next time is we have to take it one step at a time, one after the other. We have to run all the command we have seen. We are going to take it command by command. So we finish all the command and see. That's what will make us to really understand this very well. So, but it's good to play around. But because of time, we might not be doing any other thing for tonight. This is where we are stopping. But I've told you why you are getting a repeat of the whole record again.
Thank you very much. Very well.
All right. So thank you guys for joining. For some of us that have not installed this, you can see is not a rocket science. As a matter of fact, this is a very simple software. We use so many bigger software. So with this, you can see that SQL is not as difficult or as scary as we think it is. It is not. But you see that once you that is how a coding is. When you miss even a comma, you are going to get error. Yeah, but that is it for tonight. This is a milestone in the SQL. Having installed this very well, then it means we'll have an environment where we can play around and learn our SQL. So thank you for joining. If you don't have any more questions, this is where the night are coming to an end. So we are going to be having our lesson notes so that if you are struggling or if you have not done it, it's going to be simplified. But all of us are getting it, so I don't think there's any cause for alarm.